Howdy. So I picked chapter 4, Art and Imagination, Overcoming a Desperate Stasis. So I have all the background is our actual assignments and art done by my students in class. I try to foster a creative environment in my classroom. Existential context. It has been said that Pablo Picasso's paintings of weeping women have become the icon of our time. Existential concepts are important because they are at the heart of what our students experience and a wonderful way to reach them. So, existential concepts, I feel, have to be, I try to gear my lessons wherever possible to what my students are actually going through, the world they're living in. And I mean, the local world in Corpus Christi, in this post-COVID society where we were just coming back to school. I'm seeing lots more depression, a lot of other issues, especially I deal with 99% at-risk kids at the charter school level. So I always try to gear my lessons with that in mind. Art education on decline. The prevailing cynicism with regard to values and feelings of resignation it breeds cannot help but create an atmosphere in the schools that is at odds with the unpredictability associated with the experience of art. The neglect of the arts by those who identified the goals of Goals 2000 was consistent with the focus on the manageable, the predictable, and the measurable. So this is one of those things, really until I got into this project, I didn't realize that it was a widespread thing. I've worked at 2 charter schools, and neither of them offered art. It was an online program we do through Edgenuity for credit restoration and stuff like that. And that was the only option for the students to actually, get an art class. So over time, I have incorporated at pretty much every project I do has art in it. Because they like to express themselves. They like to draw. They like to write out stories in like a comic book form. So I've just kind of, at first, let them kind of tailor the lessons themselves, and then, adapted my lesson plans over time to match their interests. Fighting for art. Perhaps it is no wonder that the dominant mood in many classrooms is one of passive reception. Art seems to be under attack due to art's inability to be seen as measurable in the scheme of multiple choice on a standardized test. The current push for standardization leaves art in a very precarious spot. How do you standardize something that, for the most part, is by its very nature centered in imagination and self-expression? So, if you look at the back of my slides, you can see I really incorporated art everywhere I can. Even when I was teaching history, I had a project, we did the jungle. I mixed in the background, I had them draw pictures of the story, and then, associate it with Upton Sinclair's The Jungle. And when I first did that, I saw that my scores on the assessment on Friday dramatically increased. And that brings me to my next slide. Working art into every place possible. There are many different ways of incorporating art into simple assignments and using classic artists and artwork as the backgrounds of almost any daily assignment. I have found that no matter what the subject, when art is added, the level of retention increases exponentially. I have used art in history, biology, and extensively in English. The results are always far greater retention and, in most cases, better student engagement on the assignments. With visual learning becoming far more prominent, educators must gear their lessons in a way that they can best be learned. So, really, I've gone through this about 10 times, and I'm running out of time again. But it really, until it changes at a national or state level, I feel that the best way to combat this is to just work art into every assignment that we can on a daily basis. Thank you so much, and you have a wonderful evening.